Hello everybody, Image here, and the bigwigs down at Caspa, for everything that you might disagree with them, they have managed to conjure up a very exciting conclusion to this Proleague Allstars match. The game that everyone wants to see, the rivalry everyone wants to see form. Bisu, the Protoss player for SKT1 on the left, versus Jaedong, the Zerg player for Lake Half Oz, the Legend Killer. These players have played each other 8 times. They've split it 50-50, 4 wins each. The top players of their respective races, the top 2 players in StarCraft in the world right now. You can make different arguments as to who the top dog is, but you know what? This game will go a long way toward settling that until they meet again. Two, 1, 0. Playing this on Destination, by the way, which is a fairly balanced map for this matchup. So, very exciting. Now, who is who? Yellow, Protoss, Bisu at the top position. The red Zerg at the bottom, therefore, is Jaedong. No crazy off-racing in this game, anyway. Something that we've been treated to a lot today, and which I, for one, really enjoyed. And let's see. Alas, no 5 pool. Something I kind of find a little bit disappointing. I wish that Zergs would do it a little bit more often. Any of these kind of things, just to keep a Forge fast expanding Protoss a bit more honest, risky though it may be. Then again, we've seen all kinds of zany strategies today, but this is a game where I think there's going to be a little bit less levity to it. I think both of these players want to win just because there's a lot of pride at stake, and these are players that definitely take that sort of thing very seriously. This is their livelihood after all. Overpool for Jaedong. And there's a pylon at Bisu's natural expansion. So, in all likelihood, we will be seeing a Forge Fast expansion, and possibly even the eponymous Bisu build. And while we're still in this build stage of the game, I want to talk a little bit about the Protoss versus Zerg matchup. And there's a lot of argument on the TeamLiquid.net forums recently about how the matchup is imbalanced now and how it's just flagrantly Zerg favored. And to this I kind of say, my, how you forgot the way that this all was a few short months ago. And oh no, Bisu blocking Jaedong's natural expansion with a pylon. That sucks. And as Jaedong sends that drone elsewhere, Bisu canceling that pylon. So that is going to slow Jaedong down a bit. That is really annoying in the early game. So as I was saying, a lot of complaints that the matchup has become imbalanced. And personally, I don't think that's true. I think Protoss have not yet figured out a good way to deal with the 3-hatch Spire into 5-hatch Hydras build that is so popular at, and so effective at dealing with the Forge Fast expansion. And partly, I'm not sure if I have the correct handle on this whole problem, but hold that thought for a minute. Oh, never mind. Those are Jaedong's bridges that Jaedong's lings are crossing, not Bisu's. No cause for immediate alarm. Alright, so what I was saying, maybe I don't have a handle on it. Maybe it is a build that gives the Zerg a slight economic advantage, or at least economic parity with the Protoss no matter what. But I think another part of the problem has been just in terms of strategy. Protoss haven't been doing anything different than they've been doing in the last quite some time, whereas the Zerg, the whole Zerg arsenal has changed quite a bit. Mass Hydra play has necessitated players getting better at doing things like storm dodging. Zergs have, really refined their base layout to deflect early Protoss aggression, for example. And Protoss just have not been evolving the matchup as much as perhaps they could. So I'm gonna jump into the not imbalanced category, but just say that the Protoss have got work to do and they should get cracking, because Bisu revolutionized Protoss, and Protoss knew a new era of success versus Zerg, but the Zerg had a revolution of their own, and now the Protoss are struggling to keep pace. I don't think it's anything impossible to solve. There are a few interesting possibilities for it too. We might see lesser used units come out. We might see a resurgence of Reaver use. We might see Dark Archons. We might see even such uncommon endgame army compositions as, say, Corsair Carrier. All sorts of possibilities abound. I'm really interested to see how the matchup evolves. And when it comes to this game, it's all looking pretty standard. Though of note is that Bisu's Forge is spinning, so we may see some sort of aggressive +1 attack rush. It's possible. I think on a lot of maps, and really on Destination in particular, Zerg have gotten really good at designing their building layout to stop early speed lot rushes. But we'll see. I think also it's not that there hasn't been any sort of innovation with Protoss. I mean, Movie's 5 Gateway Ranged Dragoon Rush is one example of a really innovative build that really punishes a particular sort of 3-hatch Spire into 5-hatch Hydra's build, but no one's really seen fit to use it again ever since. I guess they think it's just too risky, but yeah, when people are whining about the matchup being imbalanced, maybe some risks are in order. I don't know. Just a thought, just putting that out there. Feel free to comment on that afterward. Anyway, Zealots are on the way. Speed and +1 should be finishing pretty soon. And how are Jaedong's defenses there? Yeah, looking really good. That sunken colony is neatly blocked by those hatcheries and Hydralisk Den. Evolution Chamber is on the way up, and it's going to be difficult for Bisu to make very much progress past that, and he knows it. He is turning his Zealot's tail and retreating, or regrouping, waiting for Zealot's speed, which should be kicking in kind of soon. But again, starting up that ramp and making no progress. There's speed now. And back up the ramp he goes. This is one way to keep a Zerg doing this build honest, is just to put on early pressure and just make sure that they can't build nothing but drones. That is a lot of Zealots. Actually, this defense is going to be pretty tight for Jaedong.